Finally, we will see a movement from one of the best members of the Five Elders that many fans are excited about, Ethanbaron, the Gandhi of One Piece. Whenever he appears, he talks about the balance of the world, and his speech always carries a threatening tone. His appearance suggests that he is a first-class fighter, akin to characters who have reached the highest levels of power. This individual always carries his sword and rarely displays a smile. Seriousness consistently characterizes his words, and he speaks in a manner that implies he is in control in terms of power. He was the one who told Akainu that the Marines are just the outward face of the government. He is the owner of that terrifying word that the balance of the world can no longer be maintained and that the time has come to a great cleansing. It is as if he is talking about a genocide or excessive use of force. He is the only person besides Marcus Mars who does not bear a scar, unlike the rest of the Five Elders. After this introduction, let's delve into what's to come. Will Zoro face destruction in this arc? Will we finally witness a real challenge for Roronoa, akin to his encounter with the greatest swordsman, Mihawk? Ethanbaron heads to Egghead and will participate in one of the most important events in the history of One Piece. This presents a historic and irreplaceable opportunity to introduce a real challenge to the great swordsman and legend, Zoro. Since entering the New World, Zoro has not faced real challenges. He encountered a weak octopus and played a minor role in Punk Hazard, merely intimidating Monet. Dressrosa was disappointing as his opponent was a weak character. Pika posed a threat only due to his dangerous devil fruit, with the challenge being Zoro's task to locate his body and defeat him. Zoro missed the events of the Whole Cake Island arc, where his captain faced Katakuri. But in Wano, Zoro faces his first true challenge, his skills evolving due to the Odin Sword, and the manifestation of his conqueror's haki. In this arc, Zoro was the standout of the rooftop fight against Kaido and Big Mom. Then, he faced a challenge against King, an invincible man from a very rare race, which represents a challenge for Zoro to cut him. But it was a big disappointment, as we had hoped that Zoro would fight a true swordsman since we are in Swordsman arc. Although King was tough, his fighting style did not align with that of a swordsman. The enthusiasm is greater when the fight is between two swordsmen, so that the title of the strongest swordsman in the world holds greater prestige when Zoro faces swordsman opponents on his journey towards his goal. The disaster is that even Seraphim Mihawk fought Zoro using his legs. Let's delve deeper in Egghead events. Gandhi has arrived on the island. Who will stop the Five Elders? Their mission is to halt Vegapunk's speech, which will reveal dangerous secrets to the world. Here, the strongest members of the Straw Hats must intervene, showcasing their utmost strength against the highest authority in the world. Of course, Zoro's closest opponent is Ethanbaron. I don't know if everyone agrees with me, but now is the time for Zoro to witness the power of the legends in this world. Something akin to what happened with Luffy in Kuri. Of course, not in the same manner with a single blow, but to witness an opponent who has attained unimaginable levels of strength. To finally see Zoro facing a real challenge since his encounter with Mihawk in East Blue. But we are left with a difficult question, which is the title of the strongest swordsman in the world. If Ethanbaron fights like a true swordsman, what is the explanation for Mihawk holding this title? Compared to someone who may be immortal and belongs to the last enemy, who controls the world? Is it because the world does not know Ethanbaron's strength maybe? Of course it may be a logical explanation, but it somewhat belittles Mihawk's status. I believe Oda wouldn't diminish Mihawk's status and the anticipation for Zoro's fight against him if it were possible. At the same time, Gandhi will be at a legendary level, as he is one of the strongest individuals and the story's final antagonist with Imu. There also arises the question of the Five Elders' use of Zoan fruits, although it is premature to be certain about this. They may be other creatures, or they may be the origin of devil fruits or devils themselves. Several interpretations are possible, but it remains that they have an animal appearance like Saturn. We saw shadows of strange creatures when Sabo appeared against them. Personally, my expectation was that someone like Ethanbaron would be very suitable for his fighting style to be similar to Mihawk's, someone who fights with ease and superiority. An overwhelming force that reflects his experience. However, fighting in an animal form may mean he does not only fight with a sword. The important thing is that there is something significant that he will demonstrate, The Five Elders' haki and their proficiency with it is something we expect Oda to conclusively clarify. Then the current challenge, which Luffy is currently unable to overcome in front of Saturn, is their healing ability. It will be something that also captures Zoro's attention and makes him ponder deeply. In general, this presents a historic opportunity to introduce the final enemy in a brutal manner in this arc, and Zoro's fate may be a crushing defeat that awakens him and prevents him from wasting his time with adversaries like Lucci in the future. Finally, the challenge returns to the Marimo after his entry into the New World was devoid of any important challenges. Oda, as usual, always raises the bar and instills hope for future events, and the final war is the last thing that Oda will draw and write. He has spoken extensively about it and has hinted that it will surpass Marineford. These events, with the emergence of the highest authority belonging to the final enemy, provide the best opportunity for building anticipation and excitement for what awaits us in the final war.